guys, so we have some really good news for everybody, and CIG is determined not to let me go to bed anytime soon. Basically 3.8.1 has gone to PTU, which I pretty much thought it was going to do this week as well. So I was right on the money for that. But yeah, guys, we have a whole bunch of patch notes because I know how much Reddit loves them. So we're going to go through, we're going to break them all down, and let's just jump straight into it because this is a very long list. So let's just get started. Okay, session display session info 1 or 0, obviously if you want to turn it on or off. So, testing focus is general gameplay and traversal and bug regression list. Known issues. The character head will sometimes vanish when cycling through available sources on the character customizer. Once an armor's spare magazine has been emptied, the player can no longer equip a fresh magazine in the same slot. Ships can be displayed as unknown after destruction, be available for spawn, but not appear on a specific hangar. Entering or exiting via EVA can sometimes cause the player to turn, spin suddenly, and harm themselves. Also, I noticed sometimes going EVA, especially from the Prospector, you can get into like a frozen state where you can't seem to, move around at all. Nothing I can seem to do fixes that, so I don't know if that's been fixed or not, but let's keep going. The places appear as placeholder text on commodity kiosks. Objects can fall through the floor when dropped. When the server FPS is low, the mobiGlass can sometimes close immediately after open, so that's always a good way to know if mobiGlass, if the server has low FPS, just check your mobiGlass. An extra static train can appear at Louisville and prevent the use of trains. I've personally noticed this. The visual of the ship's rental screen may be missing areas or display completely. The caterpillar will occasionally rock or tip over on itself after landing on a planetary body. I've noticed this too. It's really confusing and really bad because, trying to do missions. The caterpillar, entering a ship with ladder causes the player to drop delivery boxes. Cryastra services may not be working at various stations and major ports. Workaround: hover before landing and request services just above the pad. Rentals and/or rental timers may not work when renting a second ship. Party markers will vanish from the respective player if they die far from their respawn point. If player's ship is destroyed after bed logout, they will return to the server at origin. What? If a player ship is destroyed after bed logout, they will return to the server at origin. Okay. NPCs may sometimes be doing usable animations in places they shouldn't. Countermeasures are not working as intended and deter missiles. The 890 does not have the correct cargo capacity. The combine cannon and distortion weapon are not working as intended. Elevators at Port Teresa and Everest Harbour may not show up when called. If quantum travel marker is at the edge of the moon or planet, it is possible to QT through the moon and explode. That kind of sucks. Purchased commodities will often visually not appear in ship's hold. Players may experience stalls in performance shortly after loading into Star Marine and firing weapons. NPC beacons notification will sometimes display an incorrect distance. AI ships can often get stuck in the middle of their motion and not advance further. AR markers for enemies can sometimes be seen through the walls in Star Marine. Okay, so they're the ones they know about. Right? They're the ones that they still know are a problem and obviously still have to fix. Look, it's not a lot. Well, it's a lot, but it's not as bad as some PTU patches we've had. So, yeah. Alright, so let's get into the new features. Gameplay. Added a separate hostility action under accidental fire threshold from party members. Added target's nearest friendly function and keybind. Camera shake is now a slider option in the options menu. Added auto zooming on selected targets. Its default is off. A subtle zoom on the target when the weapon predicted points the aiming point and look up direction align. This can be enabled and disabled as well as max zoom value adjusted in the game settings. Ships and vehicles. Added the entrance light ring to indicate where the player should stand to get the interest and interaction on the mole. Now, feature updates. Locations. Added footsteps on the wood sound effects at appropriate locations in Area 18. Okay, kind of cool. Gameplay. Removed aim action from gamepad due to look ahead mode conflicts and unify setup with default joystick. But this is the big thing. Security patrol, quantum travel and addiction will no longer occur for lawful players, but will still happen for players in normal transit. So if you don't have a crime stat, you won't be interdicted by the police department anymore. The pol won't interdict you if you have a crime-free record. Now, you're obviously still going to get pirate interdictions and stuff like that, but you won't be bothered by the pol. Ships and vehicles. Updated mass on the Brenton power plant. Adjusted the position of the bed exit and logout interaction in the Aurora. Synchronized the light states of the Caterpillar due to the exterior door switches. Improved audio feedback on the ship weapon impacts. Rebalancing of the volume level of the shield and hull. And added audible vertebration jurors sound on heavy hits. Tweak to improve the audio mix and audio behavior during quantum travel. Added a new door on the cider of the mole to fix the problem with sideways opening clipping into the visible exterior of the ship. Added a new door on the side of the mole to fix the problem with sideways opening clipping into the visible exterior of the ship. Okay, whatever. Bug fixes. And these are the ones we really, really care about. So, players should no longer be able to fall out of the Argo Mole during quantum travel. The mining storage container beneath the Argo Mole should now have collision. Fixed incorrect animations playing when the female character sprints with a pistol, Melee when using the Anubis should now correctly deal damage. Fixed an issue preventing players from getting their intended starting UEC value. Fixed an issue where after a player has rented one ship, additional attempts to rent would time out and fail. But they did say up here that where's renting up here? Here. Visuals of the ship rental screen may be complete. No, not that one. Rentals and or rental timers may not work when renting a second ship. So, yeah. But anyway. Okay, so where do we get up to? Right. Yeah, okay. Fixed an issue where players would appear offset when entering the Herald's bed. Cargo holds when mining should no longer randomly fluctuate to full or empty their contents occasionally. Players should no longer fall through the planet's surface near landing areas of HDMS Lantern. Shield HUD warnings should now only display when taking damage rather than on startup. Pips should no longer be affected by head movement. Fixed an issue causing players to get locked into third-person camera when using any turret in the Starfarer. Patrol missions should no longer occasionally hang when given a hold command. It should no longer be possible for extraction fracture UI to be switched when mining. Should no longer be possible for extraction and fracture UI to be switched. Oh, right. Okay, when mining, when the mining laser's on, maybe. The call to arms mission should no longer be available to duplicate on the Mobiglass. FPS AI kills sweeps mission should now track kills and completely properly. Turret interaction prompts on the Caterpillar should no longer be inverted. Ships outgoing hails should now have UI audio. FPS weapons should now constantly fire when drawn. That's a good thing. The Starfarer Gemini should once again have its missile racks. Call to Arms mission should now appear to all players who meet the requirements. Fixed an issue where the quantum drive spooling up would sometimes not be heard, particularly on large ships. Fixed the object timer not ending during escort missions. The timer for rented ships in the PU should now be constantly displayed on the terminal. Fixed too far away arrival points for Quantum and near New Babbage and Lorville. Regular clothing sound should no longer be audible when wearing a spacesuit. Players should no longer occasionally lose the ability to quantum travel to another orbital marker after traveling to one initially. I've noticed that. It does kind of, you just go off and then back onto the pip. That was a simple workaround. Weapons on the PMA and the kiosk should no longer appear heavy out of scale. There should no longer be a fine kiosk at Benji Point that lacks any texturing. Fixed power MDFs displaying the wrong values. Patrol missions should no longer start spawning repeated hostiles when the number of players involved changes. Fix an issue where delivery location markers for a Rico delivery were not located on the locker. Rico invites mission should no longer cause multiple markers. The Chem Run mission issued by Clem should now direct to Grim Hex instead of Levski. It was obviously just a simple oversight because they moved him. The COM MDF should no longer fail to automatically refresh when coming into a new ATC's range. That's cool. Player arms should no longer fail about when getting on and off the passenger seat at the Dragonfly. Fixed an issue where ships could be stored at outposts that can't spawn them. Fixed missing rain canopy effects on the mole. Increased the timer available to pick up deliveries for associated missions. Fixed an issue where party chat would refresh every time a player was added and or removed. Fixed the Argo mole's incorrect ore capacity. I believe it was under 69 instead of 96, so looks like they fixed that. Fixed overlapping rock scans data on the mole's turrets. Fixed Eckhart's group bounty mission having the QT marker remain after the target is killed. FPS weapons should no longer vanish from inventory when swapping. Thank God. Fixed an issue where scaling an item you could not afford would cause others to be impossible to buy. Selecting an item you could not afford, sorry. The Sever Blade in Clovis's mission should no longer fall through the planet when placed on the ground. Fixed missing audio for the mining arm extension and retraction. They have fixed 10 server crashes and 12 client crashes. Wow. Okay. There is a lot. And this patch actually seems like it's a really good patch. Like, there's still things they need to fix. Obviously, there's still things that need to be fixed up. But I think they've hit a lot of the major problems at the moment. So there's only, yeah, that's a really good patch. Someone's asking if they still have testing of 60 pop servers. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, look, guys, look, I'm really, really excited to jump into this, test it out, see how it goes. Unfortunately, I am heading off to bed. I was actually in bed when my phone started blowing up because of this. So I'm going to test it tonight. We were going to play Elite, but maybe the PTU. I don't know, guys. But yeah, link in the description below for Twitch chat, or for Twitch. So obviously go follow me on there. Apart from that, guys, obviously this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I will see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.